You're listening to 515, the Ultra Podcast, the show that invites you into the lives of people who make up the Ultra family. Here's your host for these conversations, Larry Ryan.
Thanks, MJ. Today's guest enjoys being the one and only when it comes to setting his sights and his goals. Right now, he's racing a continuous Deca in Taiwan and hoping to achieve the unofficial Triple Crown of Deca. Welcome to Season 8 of the podcast. Today's Ohana guest raced his first Olympic try in 2014, and in the years since has built up quite a resume of triathlon and ultra events. He's done doubles, triples, quintuples, and even decas. He's participated in Oceanman and the Trans-Sweden Triathlon. He first raced the 5:15 distance in Spain at Infinitiman in 2018, and he has completed that race 3 times. We're lucky to catch him in between 2 events. He just returned home from Sardinia, where he was in an ultra biking event, and is about to leave again to Taiwan for a continuous Deca event. Joining me today from Cluj-Napoca, Romania, it is Marius Butuc. Hello, Marius.
Hello, Larry. Thank you for the invitation.
I really like it when I get the opportunity to speak to some Europeans, Marius, because we get to hear about so many different events. And you've certainly done a number of those different events, as I mentioned in the intro, and that wasn't even all of them. So I would like to speak to you about as many of those as we can get to. But first of all, I just want a little background about who you are so we can be familiar with who you are, what you do, and what life is like in Romania. So can you tell us a little bit about your life outside of racing?
I started in 2014 with sport, actually. When I gave up on my previous life, I had close to 100 kilos, and I was smoking a lot. And I decided one day to run away from this life for something more interesting. And I started with swimming.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but this was a hell of experience, if I can say so. I learned how to swim by myself. So only looking at the other swimmers close to my lane.
Oh yeah.
And just imitating. So this was my lessons, were my lessons in swimming. And after that, with the help of a friend, I started biking, and I found out there is a sport in this world called triathlon. So this was the short story which took place, let's say, in the first 6 months of 2014. And yes, in June, if I remember correctly, I participated in my first Olympic triathlon here in Romania. Wow. And after that, the journey begins.
And you were hooked. Yeah. You know,
yes.
it's a common story of people who are, you know, maybe not leading the best lifestyle, and then they find triathlon somehow, and it just changes their life and their lifestyle completely. What's the rest of your life like in a day-to-day basis over in Romania? What do you do for work? How do you pay for all of these adventures that you do? What's the family life like for you?
I don't want to declare how I pay for everything because my wife will look at this podcast. Yes. I have a family. I have two kids, which are already grown up adults. I'm a shoe seller. I work for a company from Germany, and yes, this job allows me or offer me a lot of free time. Let's say between my working seasons, because I work in 2 major seasons. This is the specific of this business. So between them, I have 5 to 6 months per year, which are more free than the others. So I had time for training in that period, because I started with this business in 2010.
Mm.
So yes, this is what I do for living. This is where the money come from for day by day life, and also for sports. Okay, I had in time I had some sponsors from time to time.
Oh yeah.
For which I'm very grateful, but this was not a rule. Yeah, this happened from time to time, as I said.
Yeah. And I understand that when you were starting out and going to school and stuff, you were actually studying some things completely different. Tell us about that.
Oh, yes, everything was. My life was a big continuous change, if I can say so. Yes, I in my high school I studied computer science, or let's say kind of I don't know how to call this. It's in Romanian, it's in informatics. Yeah, this is technology of information, or it was immediately after the Romanian anti-communist revolution.
Okay.
So our specialties in high school were not very clear defined. So it was something new, that we knew that that there are computers in this world, and we were supposed to be the next generation of specialists. But this never happened, especially in my case. So I studied in university. I studied physics and science. I decided at the end of after my graduation, I decided that I want to change even that one, and I started studying cultural anthropology. So I made a master degree in cultural anthropology, and even I started a doctoral degree, which I never finished. After that, I was involved in a family business. We had a company which produced shoes. No relation with anything in my with my previous life, or my previous occupations.
Mm.
So I studied even that one. I studied management. I studied economy, everything necessary to lead and to manage a company which became quite big.
Mm.
But okay, the situation in Romania with our economy is not always the greatest. We are still developing. We are still learning. We are still trying to get over all these difficulties, which transitional economy has by default. So I became bankrupt in 2008, 2007, something like that. And I had to reconsider my whole life in a way or another. So the business should be renewed in a way or another. Even as I said, my own personal life, because we had already the kids, which they had their own needs, school and everything involved in this.
Right.
So we have been very, let's say, ingenious, and we found a franchise which we bought from Spain. This franchise was specialized in events for kids, but the name was Fun Science. In Spanish, it's Ciencia Divertida. Okay. This is like experiments of physics and chemistry.
Okay.
Which you can produce in front of a class. Yeah, like after school or even like events that we produced in the malls,
right?
Like a marketing support. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And we had this business like for 10 years, And during this period, I already in 2010, I started also with the actual business that I have with the shoes from Germany.
Mm-hmm.
But in parallel, we had these two jobs, me and my wife, and we rebuilt everything we lost in the bankruptcy.
Mm.
So, and the main and the most important thing that we gained in this period was our freedom.
Mm.
So we found time for us, or for which one of us to do something for himself or herself.
Right.
Yeah. I started with sport and with reading, with everything I loved in my life, but it was impossible for me to do during the.
Mm. It kind of is a through line for you that you're just self-taught in all the things that you do, and you seek out some new challenges, and you just kind of dive in and go for it. I think that's probably the idea of most people who do 515 or ultra events, is that they're not afraid to take on something big or something new and dive in, even if they don't know if they'll succeed. And it seems like, from what I've read about your life, that your whole life has kind of gone along that kind of through line.
My whole life, I followed only one goal. Yeah, I always wanted to be the one and only, the one which that guy which is different in a group. Being part of the group, no problem, okay, but always with something extra, with a twist there, which makes the difference. So I was not afraid, or maybe it's too much to say that I was not afraid. I am afraid in general. I was afraid, but I was a little bit inconscient. Yeah, I always take the challenges because these challenges fascinate me, not because fascinates me, not because I make a let's say a rational analysis before that or prior the event. I just imagine how cool can be to go to a 515.
Right.
So I heard about it and I said, okay, 3 days race, that is something interesting. I want to do it. And I never thought, only one time, because you mentioned Manu, I called Manu and I said, can you suggest, let's say, a key workout for this kind of event? And he said, just run twice in a day, like 20 kilometers, and will be enough. So yes, okay, this was my lesson before my first 550 Ultraman race. So I followed this advice for once or twice.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a double running day.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, so yeah, I always choose this kind of races, which is
and
very interesting for me.
And for you, growing up in that transition of the communist era, I guess you took to books because you didn't have all of the other entertainment available. I think that's probably what brought you into this self-learning kind of area. You've never even had a coach. Like you said, you taught yourself to swim by watching the people next to you. You're asking advice along the way and just learning through trial and error. It must be both rewarding and sometimes frustrating to work through how to do an ultra event all on your own. What can you give me any advice on people that are out there self-coaching themselves as to maybe what they should be looking for?
Yeah, I have a short answer, and it's of course maybe it's only me being like that, but it can be a good advice. Yeah, I always see the half full of the glass. So I never despair, and then I never see this let's say failures like failures. Yeah, there is always something to gain behind any failure. So if you don't learn from your failures, how can you learn from your winnings?
Right.
How can you learn from? No, you can't. Definitely not. So if you want to grow in a way or another, you have to fail many times, and to not be afraid to do that. So it's happening, and you never fail totally. Yeah, you never go your life doesn't depend on this sport. In the end, we are amateurs, and this is something that amateurs always or very often they forget. We are amateurs. We are not Jan Frodeno. We are not forced to perform.
Right.
It's nice to perform. It's fantastic, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
So you can fail freely and learn something from that. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's not frustrating at all. Okay, you can if you have a DNF like was my case now, and I have like 4 or 5 DNFs in my entire, let's say, career.
Right.
Yes, it's not the nicest feeling you can have, because always when you stop and you quit, after that you are asking yourself, what if maybe if I pushed a little bit, if I was not such a wimp, which I okay. There are always questions. So at least in your first failures, you will have these questions. After that, you get used to them, and even now, a couple of months, 1 month ago, I was in Bad Radkersburg for the triple Ironman, and again I stopped and I quit, and I'm DNF in that race as well. But this didn't stop me to go in the next day to the finish line and to cheer up for everybody there and encourage them. And I was there with 2 of my very good ultra friends, which is Fabio Spiteri from Malta and Bogomir Dolens from Serbia, from Slovenia. And all 3 of us, we are Deca finishers, but all 3 quit it in this race in a triple Ironman for various reasons. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And in the end, how it's this story with a half full of glass. We present ourselves to the ceremony, and we entitled ourselves the DNF team. And we've been honored there by the rest of everybody, which they were finishers except us. Yeah, we have been like 200 Ironmans distances in one picture, and all DNFs. So yeah, you can build a nice story even from these, let's say, failures, because they are not failures.
No, not failures, definitely not. Well, let's get into some more of these races with you then. I know recently you just came back from Sardinia, where you were doing an ultra biking event where it was not a failure, and you learned something from that one. And you did a similar event in 2022. Can you, and you said that in 2022 that this was one of the hardest events that you'd ever done. So can you tell us a little bit about what this ultra biking Sardinia is? What is the event, and how did it go for you this time and last time as well?
Yeah. Ultra biking Sardinia, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful and hardcore races on this planet. So it was everybody is telling you, if you tell them that you intend to go in Sardinia, that island, it's a beauty. You definitely must see it. If you participate in ultra biking Sardinia, I can guarantee you don't see the island. So I or at least I didn't. First time when I was there, the races was a little bit shorter than this year. It was only 800 kilometers long.
Only?
And 40 only, yes, because I compare it with this year, and 14,000 meters elevation gain.
And that race also comes with a cutoff, is that correct?
Yes, the cutoff it's killing the enthusiasm, because it was only 60 hours for 2022, and now in this year the race became ultra biking extreme, and now has 1,000 kilometers and 19,000 meters elevation gain.
Yeah.
But the cut-off time was established for 90 hours.
Okay.
So more a little bit of Italian generosity in this, but nevertheless, I suffered enormously in the first edition. I finished the race after the cutoff. I was the first guy under the line, but I was happy that I didn't give up, because I was very close to the pain. The pain was excruciating. So it was something unbelievable. I decided that Sardinia has not even 1 centimeter of flat road. So everything is up and down continuously. And yes, because I knew that the roads are not, let's say, perfect in Sardinia, I have chosen to go there with my gravel bike, which is heavy by default because it's made from steel, and with the bags, because it's an unsupported bikepacking race. So you put everything on the bike, and it is not allowed to have any kind of support from outside. So you have to pedal continuously and to manage with pain, with food, with sleep if you want, if you need. Yes, you have to be your own manager.
So did you weigh your bike at any point with all the equipment and the bike itself? What were you hauling around?
I can, because I did a lot of bikepacking trips. I can appreciate it. I appreciate the weight, like probably 28, 29 kilos. So this was the organizer, Jumpy, when he saw my bike, he said, "If you finish this race with this bike, you are my hero." And I said, "Okay, but why? Because I know that we need that and that and that." And he said, "Marius, this is not a bikepacking trip. It's a bikepacking race. You have to race and you have to be fast." And I said, "Okay, I will try with this bike." But it was impossible. In the last day, I said, "I will kill myself here on top of a mountain." But I was lucky that I saw the most beautiful sunrise ever, and I get energized in a way or another. I don't know how, and somehow I finished it. But okay, yeah, I was not a finisher, but I was a terminator, let's say.
So that first race, you went over time, but you did finish the course, correct?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the organizer met you at the finish line with a little present for doing that?
Yes, with like 20 beers. He said he was waiting for me to have a beer with me, and said, "Okay, I'm here finally. Okay, because I didn't die in this race, I will join you for the entire pack of beers. I don't care."
So then you went back for the longer version this year. How did this year's race go for you?
Of course. I was invited in the first line of the registration, and I said yes, why not? Of course. But this was in March, and of course I thought that there is a lot of time to train. So we had like 9 months or 8 months to train, so enough time to, because just something extra info. Always when I go for the first time in a race, I'm always excited to go there. The novelty of this race always push me to over my limits, let's say. Yeah.
Right.
Because if it's new and nobody did it before, I'm always very enthusiastic. But this time I knew exactly where I'm going. 200 kilometers extra miles is not it was not a big deal, let's say, theoretically speaking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire year very, very busy and very lazy, both of them. So if I look back in time, like 7-8 years ago, during my training for Ironman or for other races, I always found time for training during the night, during the morning, very early. I don't know, but this time the job was it was covering my time almost the entire day.
Right.
So all the time traveling, because I have to travel a lot, driving, and most of the times in the evenings or even in the mornings, I was not in the mood for not even for walking, not for running or to do something structured.
Crazy jobs just get in the way of your training, huh?
Yeah. This time, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can say they stopped me for doing something more important.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, I assumed it. I knew when I arrived in Sardinia, I told Jumpy that not enough prepared, let's say, for this race. I am mentally prepared because I know exactly what's coming, and that's why I can appreciate that physically I'm not prepared. So yes, this was. I don't want to say that it was placebo, and I suggest myself that I can't. But on the last climb in the first day before the first point where we had to get in that day, I realized that I have no energy left in the tank. So I couldn't eat anymore. The gels were not enough. I don't know. I felt the hunger totally different.
Right.
Different. Yeah, I wanted to eat something, to stop somewhere to eat. But this was because I was biking very slow. I was pedaling very slow. I was running out from the intermediary cutoffs. So I decided to stop because it was let's say had makes no sense anymore to make no sense to continue.
Right.
I announced them that guys, I had to stop. Okay, they asked me if I'm okay, if I need something, and I said no. I will find the hotel. I will stop, eat, and I will see tomorrow morning what I can do. And from the next day, that's why I said that I always see the half full of the glass.
Right.
I started traveling inside the island. I made a different route than the race itself.
Yeah.
But I made like 600 kilometers bikepacking until the end of the cutoff. So this was on Sunday evening. So I arrived on Sunday afternoon. Everybody thought that I'm from the race. I'm one of the participants. So they received me like I was one of the finishers.
Yeah.
Yes, it was very funny because everybody was laughing. But yeah, Jumpy was happy, but that I didn't stop and just go to sleep and complain about my fate. Yeah,
Yeah.
but ask for a taxi to bring me back to Alghero. Yeah, the headquarters. So I was biking around in the mountains and close to the sea and visited some cities. And indeed, now I can confirm what I said when I started with this answer, that Sardinia is very beautiful.
Yeah.
Finally, I saw it.
Excellent.
or a part of it. Yeah. So no regrets for being there.
Yeah. No, that's fabulous, and you finally got to see the island, which I also have heard is amazing. So I'm looking forward to getting there one day.
I do recommend the race and the island.
Yeah. Now you've been a part of another like ultra bike packing race, and this is one when I read about it, it was okay. That's different. You did the Sweden Triathlon, which goes south to north in Sweden, another unsupported bike packing event, but somehow you ended up being the only competitor in this event. Can you tell us about that one?
The story started a little bit earlier with the idea of Wayne Kurt, which wanted to make the Trans America Triathlon. So yes, I was about to sign up and to come to US. Okay, for me it's quite difficult to travel to US because of the visa policy that which still affects us.
Oh yeah.
So it's hard to just inform the authorities I'm going there to do a bike packing ultra triathlon from east to west of the United States.
Yeah,
from Florida to California. This is what I'm going to do in your country. But okay, then I found out from social media. I'm pretty sure that from Facebook or from somewhere, there is a guy in Sweden, which wants to do a trans-Scandinavian triathlon. And I said, okay, this sounds interesting. But in the meanwhile, he split it in two, and he proposed to the ultra community two races. First was Trans-Sweden Triathlon, which crossed Sweden from south to north. And the other one proposed was the Trans-Norwegian, which crossed Norway from North Cap to the southernmost point of Norway, which I forgot the name. It was in 2022. So I called the organizer, Christiansen, which is one of the most extreme athletes on this planet, in my opinion, because I got to know him, and he told me a lot of stories about himself, and others told me about stories about him. Mm-hmm. And the guy it's unbelievable what he can do. And this what I was impressed was his mind, which is very strong in these challenges. Doesn't matter which challenge is that. Mm. If he decided to go, he goes to the end. So he dies or he finishes. This is there are no options in between. We, the others, the normal people, we have a scale of levels, the different levels where we can stop. But this is other kind of persons.
Yeah.
Anyway, I informed him about my intentions to participate in this race. He gave me the information that he thought that I may need, because the most important information he gave me was that it's an unsupported race. So I can give you the start point and the finish line. Mm-hmm. This is here, the other one is there. And okay, between them you have 2,000 kilometers. It's your problem. Do it.
Yeah.
Okay, but I thought that maybe I will not be alone and the only one in this race. But yes, this kind of races requires, let's say, at least theoretically, from the athletes to offer at least the chance that they will survive. Yeah, right. to offer an illusion. Yeah, but if you don't offer this illusion, it is not allowed for you to start the race.
So you were the only person who actually thought that this was possible to do.
Yes. No, we have been 3 or 4.
Okay.
He had 3 or 4 requests for registrations, but he refused them because others. Okay, one guy came with 1 Ironman, the other one with 100K trail running race. Mm-hmm. This is not enough.
Yeah.
So to give you the numbers, it was about 20 kilometers of swimming in Baltics.
Mm-hmm.
So close to Smygehuk, which is the southernmost point of Sweden and of the Scandinavian peninsula.
And does the water temperature actually get warm there at some point?
Yes, like 15, 16 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Very, very, very warm.
Yeah.
Yes, after that, 2,000 kilometers of biking, completely unsupported, and I could choose the road.
Right.
I could choose the
route
to follow the route. Excuse me. To follow which route I wanted, but he recommended to go through the middle of the country because it's more wild. And as he said that it's important for you as an ultra athlete and extreme athlete to be close to the nature, not close to the cities. And this is good and bad, so we can discuss about that. But okay, it was interesting.
Yeah.
And this route leads to Abisko. Abisko is over the polar circle. So from Abisko, this is a small village in the north. From Abisko, there is one national park of Abisko. This is the name, or Abisko National Park, which is 200 or something like that kilometers long.
Right.
Along the Norwegian border somehow. And it's in this national park there is the highest mountain, the highest peak of the Swedish mountains, which is Kebnekaise. So the run was through Abisko National Park up to the summit of Kebnekaise, which is 2,100 and something.
Oh wow!
So it was up and down. So
and what was the distance you were running?
Out and back, 160 kilometers, 100 miles.
Yeah.
So I started alone, and I did the entire race alone. With from time to time, I had some support phone calls with Christian, which his answers were all the time, "It's an unsupported race. Get yourself together and finish it." That's it. Yeah. Somehow I did.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable and fantastic experience.
Yeah.
It was not about sports. This was an adventure race, or not even a race. It was just an adventure because I was alone, so nobody else to race with.
And while you're doing that, and you're alone for all that time, how long did it take you to finish?
12 days, 12 hours, and 17 minutes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wow.
Precisely.
So
5 minutes too long. not to have this 12.
Yeah.
But okay.
Nobody was looking. I would have just wrote it down as 12, man.
No, but I had to. The finish of this race was quite strange because they lost me from the radar. I had a GPS device, which they follow the GPS, but I lost the GPS signal into the Abisko National Park. So nobody knew that I'm coming. I'm at the finish line. Not even Christian, my family, my friends, nobody. So I finished by alone, me, myself, and I. Nobody was there. Nobody, really. And when I get into a zone with network coverage, I could call him.
Yeah.
And he was very surprised that I'm coming because he saw me stop in a cabin in the mountains, and he thought that I just stopped because I had a lot of time. The cutoff was 14 days. So he thought that I stopped to sleep or to rest or okay, I just make a longer break. and that's why I don't move, or the blue point don't move on the
Right.
on the radar. Yeah, but I wasn't on the finish line.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's why when I called him, I said, "Where are you? I'm here. Where is the finish line?" Okay, he checked the watch and he saw the time and he calculated the finish time. So
Okay,
that's
yeah.
why. So I didn't communicate the finish time. He calculated.
Right. Yeah. Well, you should have told me you were hanging around there for 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
Hello, listener. I love getting your feedback and suggestions for the podcast. Keep them coming at 515ultraman@gmail.com. For those that want to help me promote the show, I suggest that you tell a friend to listen to. Word of mouth is a great way for podcasts to get new listeners. And if you don't mind publishing your feelings, a free way to support the show is by leaving a 5-star rating and review on your podcast app. It's a chance to tell me what you love about the show, and it helps others discover it too. Finally, if you're so inclined, you can show your appreciation for my work by clicking the support link at the bottom of the show notes to go to my Buy Me a Coffee page. Thanks for all of your feedback and support. Now back to the show. Now, this experience being out there by yourself for 12 days, it also inspired you to take on another challenge, and that was to write a book, because you had a little bit of an experience in doing this event. Can you tell us about the book and why you felt you needed to do that and what it's about?
The book was also a dream, like let's say the unique races that I started with, or it was one of my dreams to write a book in one day. I never knew that this book will be a story of a triathlon, and I never imagined that a triathlon can generate such stories. But yeah, it was a life experience. As I said, it was not a race, so it's not a race report. My book is just a story of an adventure. Which the name of the book is in Romanian is Solitar. That means it's solitary, probably in English.
Yeah.
And it's subtitle story of a triathlon.
Can you show us that book? You got that book handy?
Yes. I have it here
for all the people watching on
book.
YouTube.
Yes,
Thank you.
This is the book. It's only in Romanian for the time being. Because the publishing house is the one which decides whether or not it will be translated, where and how, in which language, and etc. So now, because I have some requests from my friends from abroad, and lots of them are very familiar with English, maybe I will convince the publishing house to make a translation in English and publish it at least in electronic version, on Amazon, or I don't know, maybe not as a paperback.
Well, Marius, my podcast has now been downloaded in 142 different countries around the world. It's mainly English-speaking countries, to be honest, but we've got a wide berth. So people that are listening, please write to Marius and tell them that you want solitary in your language, and definitely in English, so we can reach a lot of people.
Yeah, thank you very much. But I hope so. Yes, it's one of my goals. Yeah, to have it in an international language, especially in English.
So tell us then, what is it? You say it's a story about the race. Tell us a little bit more about it. Yes.
Besides of the race itself, my experience during this race was a little bit, let's say, unusual. But okay, I had time being alone for such a long period of time. I passed through regression. Let's say regression is the psychiatric term. When, because of the extreme situation which puts your life in danger or something similar, you can reconsider your long-term memory.
Right.
What means in my case, I rebuilt in my mind the image of my father, which passed away like exactly 20 years before the race, so in 2002, 2001 in December. Okay, like approximately 20 years before this race.
Right.
And because I was in that moment I was the last man standing, let's say in the family. The rest of them were all women. I was considered responsible for everything in administrative stuff, yeah, around the death of my father. So I had no time to cry, no time to express my pain in a way or another, and like this to take it away from me in a way or another. I tried to close down in my mind somehow this pain, but together with the pain, the memories that I had with my father disappeared also. I didn't know exactly how and when, until one of my kids uh, asked me how was my father, and I didn't remember something relevant to tell them. So yeah, it was. I remember that I had a father. I remember a photo that my mother has on the library, but black and white. Yes, I remember, but nothing to which can rebuild an image of a person which was more than a face. Yeah, it was more than just a photo. It was a person which teach me a lot of stuff. We had a lot of adventures together that I didn't remember.
Right.
During this race, because in these moments of solitude, normally, a normal people starting from the, like say, after a period, okay, maybe one day you can manage thinking about something or laughing or singing a song
Right.
for yourself. But after that, you are going deeper and deeper, even whatever. It doesn't matter if you want it or not. And I started having a dialogue. This dialogue was completely imaginary in my head, yes. And the person that I talked with was my father. So I imagine him answer to my questions or having very funny discussions about a lot of stuff. And during the run leg of the triathlon, the weather was so bad. Everything went very, very bad in those days with rain, cold, snow. Then in one moment I had to climb one snow wall, which reminded me about one particular memory with my father when we climbed a similar wall. I was kid. I was like 10 years old, and he helped me because I was in danger to fall from the mountain there in an abyss. He helped me and he pulled me up with his belt from the trouser.
Yeah.
So he just took out the belt and dropped it, and he catch me and pulled me up. And that particular memory started everything. All memories from with my father came one by one, and I started discussing with him about stories and what happened in the past where I was kid and he was still alive. And all these memories are in the book. I wrote an imaginary set of letters. So there are 8 or 9 letters where I put all my memories with my father that I could remember in that moment. This is how the book ends, because through these letters, on a side, and the story of the adventure on the other side, you have actually 2 stories about this triathlon. One was outside and the other was inside my head. How I lived this adventure during those 12 days. So this is the book.
Yeah.
So the book is not a race report. It's let's say, kind of an analysis of my entire life through these memories that I could recover. And of course, everything started with the Trans-Sweden Triathlon and the condition that I lived in those I lived there during those days. So yeah, this is the book. So it's not something very very sportive, because my friends, most of them coming from this area, from the sports. Some of them at least expected to have a story about a real triathlon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were very, very. This was a big wonder for them. This how I found this way to present the triathlon. But okay, yeah.
Well, it's very interesting that you speak about how you went into this regression and brought back these feelings. A lot of people will pay good money to go and take some drugs to get to that state, and be guided by their shaman.
I had my drugs as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Trans-Sweden Triathlon, it's a big doses of drugs.
Yeah, and
a lot of endorphins and adrenaline there. So yeah, it helped.
Yeah, and you were able to get there through your sport, so that's a nice thing. Yeah. When we were talking earlier about all the different events that you've done, and talking about how I like having Europeans on because we get to hear about some different races. Obviously, you've done a number of Ironman races and a number of challenge races over in Europe. Can you tell us what are the different events that you've done, and maybe one or two of your favorites, and why?
I started in 2016 with the participation in the Ironman events. I started with the European Championship in Frankfurt, in Germany.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
this is a very popular race, but it's not something very spectacular. It's nice to run on the river and to have 2 loops of 90 kilometers around Frankfurt, but on a hilly road. But it's not very spectacular. But then I went to Lanzarote. Yeah, Lanzarote, it's one of the toughest races in the circuit. It is recommended, and maybe highly recommended, if you want to have the taste of an extreme race in a regular championship, let's say, like if we can name Ironman like this. So It's not an extreme race, but can be very easy.
Right.
So swimming in Atlantic, it's very nice and interesting as a feeling. Then the start, I don't know if they changed it in the meanwhile, but then when I was there in 2016, it was still must start. That's an experience. Washing machine, it's the name. So and after that, the bike, which is the most spectacular in Lanzarote, because of not of the elevation, which is also important, but because of the wind. The wind, it's something unbelievable. So like 60, you can have 60, 80 kilometers per hour wind in a regular day. So it's not something extraordinary. For them, it's something normal. But on the bike, you have to be very careful.
Absolutely.
Okay, this was interesting. Very nice race. It's an old race in Amsterdam, in Almere. Actually, it's a small city close to Amsterdam, which is one of the oldest races in Europe, which is nice for the atmosphere that you have around this race. So this is a challenge family race. Also one very, very nice. Okay, I did the Nice before being the World Championship from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
So I did the Ironman Nice, which is indeed, I guess this race deserves to remain from time to time European World Championship, but okay, probably won't be the case anymore.
Yeah.
But it's a tough race. It's spectacular. It's unbelievable. I did Mallorca, the Ironman Mallorca, but the full Ironman in Mallorca, it's only once at like 4 or 5 years. So normally it's a half Ironman there, and from time to time they are doing the full.
Mm-hmm.
So I was lucky that I was there in one of these years, 2018 or 19, something like that. I was in Israel, for instance. I did the Israman, also an extreme race in the true meaning of this word. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So but at the start you have like 4 degrees in the air and 25 degrees in the water.
Oh.
So you don't know what hurts you the most. It's the wind. It's awful. The mountains, which are like desert mountains, only rocks and no green. It's very tough. I did the Swissman, which is in Swiss, an extreme race, extreme triathlon, like Ironman length, but extreme.
The
with,
extreme version,
big elevation. I did one particular race, which was had only one edition, if I remember correctly. It was Challenge Madrid. Those guys wanted to organize something extraordinary, which it was, because it was a surprise for everybody what happened there. They have chosen as a bike leg a part of a Vuelta race, which in first 90 kilometers we had like 3,000 elevation gain. Almost kill us all. So that's why probably they stopped organizing. For the first edition, we have been there like 300 athletes. We ran through the center of Madrid, which was very nice in some parks, and this was cool. But this was not a running leg. It was a walking. That man walking leg. It was something unbelievable. Yeah, but almost everybody was so exhausted that it was impossible to run for the most of us.
Yeah. Can we move on to the 5:15 event that you're familiar with? Because that's not one that a lot of people on this side of the ocean are going to be as familiar with. I know my European listeners are going to know it for sure. And we did speak to the race director back in October of 2023, season 5, episode 4, Manu Garcia. He does the Infinitri 5:15 race, and that's the one that you've done 3 times out of Spain. So can you tell us a little bit about that race and why you like to go back?
First of all, in 2018, I had a dream to participate in an Ultraman, and I was, as I said, in case of TransAmerica Triathlon, I wanted to get a visa and to go to Florida, if I remember correctly. It was an Ultraman in Florida, or in Arizona. There is, And suddenly, I found out about this Infinitri race, which was it was first edition, if I remember correctly, in 2018.
Okay.
After that, I found out that there are some other races on Ultraman distances. 2 or 3 of them were already in Spain, one in UK and another one somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I decided that it's easier for me to go in Europe and to not travel to US. The funny part of this participation was that I gave the international part of the race because I was the only one guy outside Spain. There have been 17 Spanish guys and me, which I gave the world dimension of the race. Was strange, but I can say that this 5:15 format is one of my favorites. It's far away easier to manage and than, let's say, a double Ironman or a triple Ironman. Because of this format with 12 hours cut-off times every day, it's nice that you can stop, you can recover and restart again in the next day.
Right.
Which makes it a little bit more competitive. And then I became friends with Man and Alu and Al and Manu, and I came back in the next day, in the next year,
right,
again, and then again. But this is my favorite. If I will consider to go back to a shorter distance, this will be Ultraman.
Yeah,
for sure.
And how many people are showing up at the race in Spain? How many competitors are you seeing?
We have been in the last year 11, in the first year 17 or 18, something like that.
Yeah.
So not too many. That's why Manu, for the time being, he stopped organizing the Ultraman.
Okay.
He's concentrated on their regular races like half Ironman and full Ironman. They have not Ironman, the long distance triathlon, 2 to 6, let's say.
Yeah.
And but he still thinks to restart with these Ultraman races, but he's got no requests.
Right.
For that.
Well, that's
I
not
don't
uncommon
know. I don't know why.
around. No, there's a lot of, most of the races are down in numbers now. The only one that continually sells out with plus 50 is down in Australia. And Brazil has also been doing well, but most of the other races, the numbers have really dropped off. So I'm not surprised to hear that. When you are doing these things, you've got into the doubles, the triples, the decas. So you're saying, like, if you went down in distance to 5:15 again, because you're doing, decas and things like that. But when you start getting into
downgrade.
Downgrade. When you start getting into these, there tends to be some different formats. It could be day by day, it could be continuous, supported, unsupported. When you're doing these multiples, what have you found to be the hardest type of event?
Now, I can say the triple continuous is one of the hardest races in the ultra triathlon. So ultra triathlon being something totally different than Ultraman, totally different than Ironman. So a multiple of Ironman, but it is totally different organization there. It's all the time on a circuit, on a lap of like 8 kilometers of biking and 1 kilometer, something, the lap for the loop for the run.
Right.
And the swimming is always in the pool, 50 or 25.
Yeah.
And you have the support team, the support tent, the support car, or whatever you have there. So it's only about management in these races. So depends on you how you want to manage your nutrition, which is very important. The rest, it's also very important. If you rest in some races, you don't.
Right.
And that's why I said that, if the double you can do without sleeping, the triple is also possible. We are not talking about extreme athletes, which are going for, they are going sleepless for a quintuple. These are only some exceptions.
Yeah.
But in triple, all athletes are tempted in a way not to sleep. And this is 60 hours.
Yeah.
And it's very tricky because it looks like you can. For instance, in Bad Radkersburg, the race starts at 6 p.m. Yeah, because of this is how they can arrange with the authorities to organize the race in order to finish until Monday morning
Right.
at 6 o'clock. So everything started at 6 afternoon. So in the first night, obviously you are not sleeping because you finish the swimming in 4 hours, let's say, and after that you start pedaling the entire night, sleepless. It's clear. You finish probably in the next day in the afternoon or in the evening after 20, 24, maybe 25 hours minimum. But again, you are tempted not to sleep because you said I didn't sleep in the night before. Okay, if I push now, 126 kilometers is immediately. But it's always that this is the moment where the most of the athletes are they stop.
Right.
The fatigue, it's so intense in the second night. It's something unbelievable. I attempt 3 times and I finished only once in the triple. Because of this, I always too hard to go sleepless, and this cost me the race actually. And that's why I consider the triple very, very hard.
Yeah.
If you pass to quintuple, the quintuple is more generous with cut-off times, which is 140 hours or something like that. So enough time to have sleep, power naps or even longer sleep, like 3-4 hours during the night, and still to finish.
Yeah.
So it's not an easier race. It's easier to manage race than the triple. Okay, this is the case for continuous races. 1 per day races are the hardest, in my opinion. It doesn't matter if it's quintuple but especially if we are talking about Deca. Yeah, Deca 1 per day is one of the hardest races in this world. It's unbelievable because you are condemned to wake up in the next day at 8 o'clock, and you have like 24 hours to finish an Ironman, and you think that it's a generous time, but it's not. It's not. After a couple of days, it's not anymore. It's not even enough because you have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to recover, and to start again at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes, I did it last year in Italy. It was a very intense experience because I got injured in the 9th day. So I pushed myself to over some limits that I didn't know that they are there. And I finished the 9th day. And I said, okay, in this moment, I can consider that I finished the race because I had an injury to one of my quadriceps, and I couldn't run, but I could walk.
Oh yeah.
And for the first time in my life, I experienced how to walk a marathon.
Oh.
It's something unbelievable. I will never do that again. I hope will not be the case because it was unbelievable. I finished it in 9 hours and something. And I was completely destroyed, but happy.
Yeah. And now I said at the beginning, we've caught you between races. You're about to head off to Taiwan again, and you're going to do a continuous DECA there. Tell us about what does this look like for you? Are you feeling like after your Sardinia training camp that you're ready for this? And what is, I know there's something special about this if you're able to complete it. Tell us about that as well.
Sardinia act like mental health more than physical training camp because as I said, after that, okay, let's call it failure. I'm very motivated right now to complete the Deca continuous. I never did a continuous Deca. I did this, as I said, one per day. So for 10 consecutive days, one Ironman per day.
Yeah.
But this year in Colmar, I finished a Deca Split. Deca Split, it's 5 Ironmans in the first 5 consecutive days and followed immediately by a quintuple continuous race. Yeah, so you multiply the Ironman and you have the distances for the quintuple, which are, let's say, 19 kilometers of swimming, 900 kilometers of biking, and 211 running. So I did this, but I guess I know precisely that this was first time when IUTA organized as an official race a split race.
Right.
It was some
So it's a new format.
Yes, it's a new format. It's a different, but this format is not new. It's well known by the ultra world,
right?
Because somebody, I don't know, some years ago proposed a Deca split, a double Deca split. Right. That means a Deca one per day, and after that followed by a Deca continuous. But this never took place. So finally, now in Colmar, they decided to organize it, and we started 3 athletes. Unfortunately, we finished only 2. In this format, I was on the second place or the last one, depends on how you want to look at it.
Second place, of course.
Of course, second place. And that's why having now the one per day and the split, I have the chance to have this unofficial triple crown of Deca if I complete the one who is which is missing right now in my under my belt, let's say, the continuous format.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. I wanted to do a continuous before let's say my retirement from these ultra races, because I cannot find anymore let's say so much motivation to continue such long races. Despite that, the fact that I love being there with these guys, which are all my friends from the ultra races. But yes, this is my ultimate and my last goal. Let's say the Deca continuous, which will take place now in Taiwan.
And what is the date of that race?
9th of November will be the start for the Deca. But they of course they will organize also quintuple, double, triple. But the queen race remains the Deca.
Our episode here that we're recording today is going to come out on November the 13th. So you'll be right in the middle of this.
On the bike.
So people can start checking it out and go to the website and see how you're doing and see if you're going to be this triple crown holder unofficially.
Yes, unofficially. They don't have a name for that because I invented this name of triple crown. Yes, because the chance is to be the first and the only one in the world having this triple crown. Yeah. Because there are a lot of people finishing which finish the one per day. Also a lot. Let's say it's a way of speaking. They are not a lot. They are 200 probably in the 200 in the world. Yeah. But only 2 guys, one from France and one from Romania, which finished the split.
Right.
And because the guy from France don't want to attend in the Taiwan race, so I have my chances to be the one and only.
Amazing. Well, I definitely will be cheering you on and checking it out to make sure that we get you to the finish line. And with all the people that listen to the podcast, we know that the good vibes can be sent out across the globe without being present. So
Half of the planet, yeah.
yeah, send those Ohana vibes out and make sure we get you to the finish.
Thank you, guys. Nevertheless, for me, it's encouraging in a way, the fact that, okay, some of my friends which are competing there, they are dreaming of, let's say, podium, or maybe they want to beat their own personal bests, or everybody has the different goals when they attempt to a race. But in my case, it doesn't matter. It's 1 second before the cutoff times. For me, it's only this. In this case, for real, it's only finishing. It's not only declarative. Yeah, I want to finish the race, and no, for real, only need to finish it because the goal is something somewhere else.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, hey, Marius, thank you so much for joining me today on the podcast and telling us about these unique adventures that you have gone on and how they've shaped your life a little bit. We will be cheering you on to this made-up Triple Crown of yours. And I really appreciate your time. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry. It was a real pleasure to meet you, even in this way, and to discuss about our passion and hobbies.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, if you liked what you heard today, please tell a friend and be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We'd appreciate it if you'd rate and review the show while you're there. Drop the names of the people you think we should interview, and we'll get in touch with them and make that happen. Thank you for listening to 515, the Ultra Podcast, a production of 55 Enterprises. Now really, go subscribe now before you forget.